I want to say good afternoon to everyone. It's going to be a very interesting afternoon. The first section is about body, your body, my body. The second is about mind, disciplining the mind. And the third is spirit, your connection with whatever you believe in, whatever power you believe in, for good, the power for good. Now in this first section is based on Magical Body, Magical Mind by Deepak Chopra. It's not a book, it's a collection of CDs or tapes. And it's based on the Ayurvedic health rules and lessons and way of living. Now Deepak Chopra tells us a lot on these CDs. We're not going to go through the whole thing. But I want to tell you ahead of time, you're going to be exercising. So we're mostly going to deal with the body. We think that the body is made up of just cells, bones, blood, all of that. The body is made up of more than that. The body, the mind speaks to the body. That's how you come to feel the way you do, or the way I do, good or bad. The body will tell you, your mind will tell you, you feel wonderful today, and you will feel good. The mind, your body will feel good. The mind will tell you, oh, I don't think I feel so good today, or I have a headache. Now you may be lying because you don't want to go to work. So you try to convince yourself, and you do a good job of it. It really happens. You really do a good job of it. Someone warned me once while I was being taped, while we're doing this, that I shouldn't laugh while I'm talking. But there's some kind of a funny angel on my shoulder that, maybe it's Joan Rivers, I don't know. That kind of makes me, oh, it's so nice to say things that are funny. But I have to get serious now. So what I'm going to say is it's on the Ayurvedic way. Now the monks devised that way between 5,000 and 6,000 years ago. Buddhist monks. What you have in your folder, everybody has a folder and everybody has a book. Now what you have in your folder you don't need immediately. But as I speak a little bit this background, and after we do the exercises, and you rest for a few minutes, and I'm sure everyone will need a sip of water, after we do that, then you will have to fill that out. There are 3 main body types we're speaking about today. According to Deepak, there are many, many more, but these comprise the major ones. One is Vata, one is Pitta, and one is Kapha. Now I'm going to, after we do the exercises, talk to you a little bit about them, describe what Vata is. Vata is your friend who always wants to get everything on time, wants to get there. Vata is the person who doesn't like to eat everything, a little picky, learns very quickly, but forgets just as quickly. Pitta is a little more mellower. They learn quickly, but they retain it. They're a little calmer. They hate hot weather. They can't take hot weather. Then I'm going to tell you more about that. I want you to just settle down before we start the exercises. Kapha is the most mellowest of all. They have a tendency to kind of let things slide, kind of forget about other things. Kapha also can be a little lazy and has a tendency to gain weight. They can eat everything and digest everything, as opposed to Vata. Pitta is pretty balanced in the middle. So now, before we do anything else, I want to get yourself ready. We're going to play some music, and I'm going to have someone demonstrate the type of exercise. Catherine has offered to do this for us. We're all going to do the exercise together. So I'm going to ask you all to stand up. Little lower, little lower, lower. Stand up tall, and move your body back and forth. Move your body back and forth. Now you can put it louder. Stand on your toes. Okay, stand on your toes. If you can't stand, hold on to the table. Okay. Keep going. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Okay, now put your hands together in a fist. Let's go. We're going to fight this out. We're going to get through this. We're going to work this out. Da, 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 da. Up the stairs you go. Move your legs. Move your legs. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Now we're going to slow down. Slow down. And we're going to move the body this way and that way. Like a dancer. This way and that way. This way and that way. Now we're going to slow down again. Slow down again, and we're going to look at our hands and think of all these hands do for you. Look at the hands. Enjoy the hands. They hold you up. Now we're going to take the hands and place them on our face. As you breathe in and breathe out, calm down. In, out, calm down. In, out, calm down. The next thing we're going to do is move our heads. Move to the right, center, and left. Right, center, and left. Breathe, and then back, center, and forward. Back, center, and forward. The last thing we're going to do again is take our hands, put them on our heart, hold one hand in the air, and open yourself up to all good. Okay, now we're just going to gently take our places again. Now what we're going to do now is, I learned this from a friend of mine who's here today, and that's Elaine Plant. We're going to be rooted. Rooted before we get to doing our testing or anything else. Now what you're going to do is you're going to start with your head. Just stay there. Think of your head. Rest your palms lightly. If you have a hairdo like mine, don't push it down heavy. My students are very giggly. Anyway, rest your head, palms on your head, and allow a golden light to enter your body. Just let it go through all the parts of your body, the parts you exercised, your hands, your feet, down to the ground. Root yourself into the ground. Just stay there. Now again, we're going to take that light and we're going to bring it up through the body from the feet. Up, 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 shoulders, back, arms, hands, neck, head. We're going to do it one more time. Breathe, again, palms on your head, and bring the golden light down through your body. Forehead, eyes, mouth, shoulders, arms, hands, back, stomach, thighs, knees, calves, and feet. This beautiful golden light, and root your feet right into the earth. Now you're rooted. Take your hands down and relax. Okay, that's the first section of just relaxation. Again, I say if someone wants water, there's water in the kitchen, there's a machine, and there are cups for it. And I'm going to describe the different types shortly because you have the full description of these types in your folder. So, the first body type is called Vata. In the Indian tradition, they're called doshas, D-O-S-H-A-S. Vata dosha is energy that controls bodily functions associated with motion, including blood circulation, breathing, blinking, and your heartbeat. When it's in balance, you have creativity and vitality. When it's out of balance, it produces fear and anxiety. The second dosha is Pitta. Pitta dosha is energy that controls the body's metabolic systems, including digestion, absorption, nutrition, and the temperature of the body. So this is Pitta. It's energy that controls, I said that, the body's metabolic systems, digestion, absorption, nutrition, and the body's temperature. When it's in balance, it leads to contentment and the grasping of new things, intelligence, high intelligence. When it's out of balance, it can cause stomach problems and great anger. These are the people that have anger management issues when you have a lot of Pitta in your dosha. And Kapha is the last one, and it's energy that controls growth in the body. It supplies water to all parts of the body. It distributes the water to all parts of the body. It moisturizes the skin and maintains the immune system. So it's very important. When it's in balance, it's expressed as love and forgiveness. When it's out of balance, it can lead to insecurity and envy. Each person has all three doshas in different amounts. The test you're going to take later to test yourself is you're going to go through the Vata and then add it up on the bottom. Then you will go through Pitta, add it up on the bottom, and the same thing with Kapha. You add it up on the bottom. The highest number is predominantly what you are. If two numbers are the same, you are a combination of the two. So that's how you find that out. Each person has three of them within them, but one will always dominate. The characteristics for the Vata personality is creative, quick to learn, quick to grasp new knowledge, and just as quick to forget it. And I know a lot of us may be like that. Very, very good students in school, study all night, the next day or a week later, forget about it. It's cleaned out. Actually, I think the Vata people are the ones who clean their house all the time, or things have to be in strict order. That could very well be. Okay, they have a tendency towards cold hands and feet. They're very discomfort in cold weather, cold areas, cold people. They're very feel somebody's feelings towards them without even asking a question. Someone can come in their group and there's something they see and they feel it immediately. They're almost withdrawn back. So people might think of them as cold, but what the word for them would actually be wary. They're a little afraid of other people who they feel are not up to par with them, not on their level, but just. They're very excitable, they're lively, they're fun, and sometimes they have changeable moods, quite changeable moods. The one who is lively and fun sometimes wants to be left totally alone. They need their space. The characteristics for the Pitta, the predominant characteristics, they usually have medium build. They have a sharp mind. They have great concentration powers. They're aggressive. They're demanding. I guess every one of our mothers was Pitta. Maybe fathers too, I don't know. I hardly knew mine. Okay, they get irritated and angry. Their skin is usually fair, tending towards a little reddish. Heat makes them very tired. They don't like heat. They can become very, very bossy. That's the strength they have. They have, people look at it as bossy, but it really is a strength they have. It's almost a self-protective feeling. They have this feeling they have to protect themselves. The characteristics for Kapha is easygoing, relaxed, slow-paced. Now, if a Vata marries a Kapha, oh, God help us, that's the one who wants everything, and the other one is, yeah, tomorrow. I think most Aquarians are Kaphas. I don't know. We'll talk about that later. They're affectionate and loving. They're forgiving and compassionate. They talk slowly, very deliberately, like they're thinking all the time of what they're going to do. They have a tendency to be overweight, so they have to watch that. And that's because they like to sleep a lot. This second part is about the mind. The mind, our conscious mind, which really rules our lives. There was something I read on the internet. It said, functions of the mind, basically dividing good, bad, appropriate, and inappropriate. The mind has memories of the past, sometimes good, sometimes not so good. Anticipations of the future, possible. Abstract ideas, does processing, and dreaming. Can be channeled. I don't mean channeled by the spirits, but the mind can be controlled. The mind must be disciplined. It's a very important word, discipline. The thing about it is our minds are like little children. They're just like children. They run this way, they run that way, they go up, they go down, they cry when they don't get their way, and we're adults and we don't cry, but we get angry and lose it and feel very sorry for ourselves and feel sorry for other people, actually spend so much time feeling sorry, it's a total waste of time. We're always sorry for something we did, sorry for what's happening someplace else. We just waste our time doing this. So we overwork the mind. Now, if you think about the things you say during the day, I don't like my job. I like my job. Okay, I'm lonely. Oh, people I'm with talk too much. You go back and forth. It goes back and forth. It's like a seesaw. That's what it means. What disciplining the mind is meant, getting it in line. Getting it in line. In order for the mind to work properly for your life is to discipline it. To get it to think the right way. Yes, we've all had challenges. I said that in church this morning. Yes, we've all had problems in our lives. There's no denying that. But you can't stay in that. Because if you stay in that, you're losing every moment of today. That is what rules your life. All the past things that happened. Why did they happen? Why did they do this? Why this is not fair? That wasn't fair. So there's where your mind is. So now you step out to be with other people and you're happy for a few moments and you say, if you're a widow, you say, oh, she has a husband, so it's easy for her. Or if somebody is very successful and you step out and you say, you feel good before you go to the party, and that's so, oh, I don't think she has any talent. I don't know how she's up there. How come it's not me? How come it's not you? How come it's not me? It's because we don't think we should be there. And when we say think, we're saying the mind. the mind? Where did that come from? What happened? What happened? What happened is what happened to you early on in life. That's what happened to you. What happened to you? What school did you go to? What was your mother like, your father like, your friends like? Who were you surrounded with? Were you the one that wasn't the popular girl or young man in the crowd? Did you not do enough? Were you not good enough? These things that were said to you, or said behind your back, or loud enough for you to hear, are the things that created your life. Because those are the things you believed. See, you believed it when you might have wanted to be a dancer. And someone would say to you, dancers? Huh, what do they do? Most of the men are gay. And so what about that? Some of the nicest people, men I know, are gay. You know, I mean, that's myself talking. It's not separating a group of people. But this is what parents have said. Somebody has said, teachers have said. You might have had a bright brother or sister that was a grade ahead of you. And what do you hear? Well, you're nothing like your sister. You're nothing like your brother, that's for sure. I don't know. How does your mother put up with you? These are called prompters. These are the prompters that are lodged in the subconscious mind. This is what I mean by disciplining that mind. In order to discipline it, you have to get rid of the prompters. You have to forget. Those words don't apply to you anymore. You grew up, but your mind did not grow up. Your mind is still back there. It doesn't have to be a parent. It could have been a group of friends. It could have been one friend. It could be anybody. It could have been a nun in school, a teacher, anybody. Have you ever had anybody say to you, who do you think you are, in the past? Who do you think you are? I think those are, who do you think you are? 6 of the most meanest words that can ever be said. Well, what can you say when you're a child or a teenager? You can't say, well, I'm good. What does good mean? What did you do that were you not good? Well, be good. Well, how do I be good? This is all there. Keeps us back from accomplishing the things in life that we wanted to. It's like you're climbing a ladder. That's why I say you have to train the subconscious mind. We train it. We own it. It's within us, but it's the thing that has a long, long memory, and it gets very, very upset when you try to change it. You take that step up a ladder. 1, 2. Okay, this time I'm going to take piano lessons. You make up your mind. Step 1, you go to the first step. You go to the second step. You go to the third step. You're about to go to the top. And all of a sudden you hear that voice again. What are you taking piano lessons for? You're going to waste all that money? Nothing's going to come of it. So you stop and you go back down that ladder. And then you don't do it. And you say to yourself, well, I'll do it another time. And what happens? The years go on and you've never played the piano. You've never danced and you've never sung. Maybe you never painted a picture. Maybe you never wrote a poem. Maybe you just lived. But did you live in here? Did you live for yourself? Did you live for Claudia? Did you live for Kay? Did you live for Fran, for Tony? Did you live your dream? Elaine, did you live your dream? To live your dream is to discipline the mind. The last time, a time back, I gave a workshop on creative visualization. Very, very important, because that's a key how to do it. To visualize what you want and make it concrete in your mind. That's a way of training the subconscious mind. Now, if this young man here, Mario, was not filming and pursuing the career that was his passion, where would he be? What if his parents had said to him, or his mother, who's here, a beautiful woman, had said to him, "You're going to play around with cameras? You know how expensive they are?" So what would happen? He would never have gone to the top of the ladder. That goes for everyone here. Are you where you want to be? If you're a person who leaves your cell phone on, obviously you didn't think anybody was going to call you. So it was a mistake, but that's no big deal. That's a nice ring, by the way. But anyway, we have a tremendous power to create with our thoughts. And if you were at church this morning, I spoke about imagination. Now, when you were a child, they said, imagination is only for children. You're not supposed to imagine. But how are you going to make anything if you don't imagine? I imagine the phone's not ringing. And it's not. It stopped. No. But on a serious side. Okay, you want to go buy a car. Here come the words again. You want to go buy a car. You have enough money. You want a new car. So as you're going, you talk to several friends or people in your family and you say, okay, I'm going out to look for a new car. What do you want to do that for? What do you want to do that for? You're going to use everything in your savings and buy a new car? Well, that's what I wanted. And so you go home and you say, no, maybe they're right. Maybe I should save. And so you buy a used car and spend that same amount of money in the garage all the time for them to fix it. The same thing with taking trips, going to Europe, going someplace else. You constantly say, I would love to go, but I can't afford it. Listen, if you can't afford it, say it a different way. I choose not to go at this time. I have a date with Robert Redford. That makes it so easy, and it makes you feel better. You don't say to yourself, oh, I didn't go to England, I didn't go to France, I didn't go to Paris, but you go in your mind. I'd like to tell you that you people are the stars in your own lives. It's up to you. We're casting the movie. The movie's being cast. Who do you want to be? Do you want to be the gopher who gets the coffee all the time for everyone? Or the drugs? Anyway. Oh, what she said. Or do you want to be the star? You want to be the star. So in your mind, you're the star. So when you're the star, as you walk into a room, you carry that aura with you because you have disciplined your subconscious mind. Some people, all of us, as I said, have problems. We have lived with maybe parents who did not make the grade. Maybe they were alcoholics. Maybe they were mean. Maybe they were abusive. If that occurred, that was then, and today is now. That was their problem. Why should you, what that makes you do is hide. Hide. It was a very big thing years ago. Secrets. Secrets were a very big thing in families, especially in Irish families. And that's not a joke. My husband, who has since passed, my husband never knew his oldest brother was not his real brother. Because their reasoning was because they didn't want the two boys, younger boys, not to like the older boy. Who ever heard of such a thing? The older son's mother had died and the father had remarried. They didn't want to tell anybody. Now, my husband found out when he was 21 years old. It didn't make any difference to him that the older brother was his half-brother, whatever. You know, but this is secrets. Secrets. Things happen. I know myself. My mother and father separated. He died young, he was 33, but my mother and father separated when my brother was only 2 years old. So we went through Catholic school, Irish-Italian, we're Irish and Italian. I went through Catholic school, and we were never to tell that they were separated. We were never to tell that. And the only way I used to get back at everyone, because I used to say on Father's Day, I don't have to wear a flower. Because years ago, you would wear a carnation for your flower, for your father, who was at that time separated, not passed. So that's kind of going off the track, but what I'm trying to say, I could have stayed with that all my life, but I don't. I don't, because they had their reasons. Whatever their reasons were, don't affect me anymore. And what it did was, when I had children, I always told them the truth. There were no secrets. Always told them the truth. And that's what you should do too. If you have children, you tell them the truth. If there are families, you tell them the truth. Comes a time when you must say, this is what happened. And if you can't do it face to face, you can always use what I call the mirror thing, and that's in Louise Hay, where you sit in front of the mirror and you talk to the person who injured you so much. You talk to them and you tell them exactly what you think. It's called peeling the onion. You do it several times. You cannot do it all at one time because it becomes very painful. So you do that and you just let it go. Soon you're cleansed of all of those things that hurt you, injured you, those who left you, abused you, or did anything to you. Broken marriages, broken hearts, broken love affairs, death. You don't have to talk to the mirror about someone about death. Death is so painful. I spoke of that this morning. It's one of the most terrible things to go through, to be the, the one who loses someone. And as I said this morning at church, this is where you use the magic in your subconscious mind. You don't think of them as gone, because no one is really ever gone. The spirit lives forever. But where they are now, they're wonderful. They are joyful, happy. And as I said today, they could be listening to Pavarotti. They could be listening, if they're lucky, to Frank Sinatra, but I don't really want to share him, so I don't like to say that too much. And they're joyful. And as you feel their joy and their love that's always around you, you become free. You have used the magic in your subconscious mind. If you're from a different culture, color, religion, nationality, forget about it. It never stopped you from accomplishing all the things you wanted. If you suffered problems in the past, forget about it. Ernest Holmes says, there's no such thing as sin. Those who come from a Catholic background, right now, it's like ice is cracking in the brain, There is no such thing as sin. It's a mistake. So forget about it. If you broke a glass or your child broke a glass, you're not going to tell them to hold on to it forever. You're going to say, it's okay. If they're old enough, tell them to pick up the pieces. If they're young, you do it. Do you look up to someone because they're so important? They're the boss. They're so, it's so important. Look how wonderful that person is. It really makes me laugh when you see people on television and they're screaming to go see someone. I got to see this person. I got to see this person. Why? You are the same as that person. You're no different. If you say, I like him and I want to go see him, or I like her and I'd love to see her in person, that's a different story. But if you hold them and, I'll never be like that. Oh, how could I ever be like that? That's ridiculous. Because if you stick them with a pin, blood has no color, no nationality, no religion. They bleed. They're the same as we are. Everyone's the same. They're just in a different place. That's all. The whole thing is to build yourself up. Build yourself up. There are some helpful ideas to create the things you desire. And that's where the visualization comes in. If you want something, there's a couple of things you can do. One is that, what do you call those boards? Vision board. Excellent. They work excellent. I saved mine from 20 years ago. And most of the stuff came out. I still didn't get a white Mercedes, though. So every car I've had has been white, but it's still not a Mercedes. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, but there you use the vision board. Create. And when you create something, you create it from the bottom up. You want a new living room set. Yes, you do. Picture the color. Picture where you're going to put it. Picture all that. Now, I know you've all heard this many times before. If you want a new job, decide who you want to be your supervisor. Actually, you should be the supervisor. So let the supervisor think he or she's the supervisor, and you really are the supervisor. And that's what I did when I worked. And it was fun. It was very much fun. If you want perfect health, your body responds to what your mind is telling it. Now, we know if we get a cold, people get a cold or anything else, what do? You wake up in the morning, your nose is running, your head's hurting, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so you say, oh, I think I'm getting a cold. And then you say, well, maybe it's not a cold, maybe it's more serious. So what do? You run to the computer, look it up on the internet, and then you're not sure you're going to live. So who's in charge? The internet? It didn't work for Jeopardy. Remember Jeopardy when they had the computer that was smarter than the people? Okay, so again, a disciplined subconscious mind. That's really, there are so many things in your folder at the end, which we're not going to take out now, are some good suggestions for training and disciplining the mind. Create a clear picture of what you want. Focus on it frequently. Give it positive energy. Again, rip out those thoughts that were in your mind from before that people told you. Take them all and put them in your washing machine. Put Clorox in them. Then give them to the Goodwill. Get rid of them. You don't want them anymore. You don't need them anymore. So you're free. You get free. The most important thing on visualization, imagination, magic is your intention. What is your intention? Your intention is the guideline to do good for yourself and for others. What can be better than to devote your life to loving others? Because all of you are perfect. All of us are perfect in God's sight. So let us know we're part of God, and let us be perfect to each other. So if she thinks I'm perfect and I think she's perfect, look at that, we feel so good. It goes on and on. It follows. It just follows. Spirit is the connection that you have with who you hold the Most High. There are no jokes in this session. Spirit is perfect love. Spirit is joy. Spirit, God. I want to say God. Everybody says Spirit now. I want to say God because I believe in God. I don't know if you can call God anything. You can call him, there was a minister who called him Big Sweetie. You know, you can call God Joe or anything. You can call God whatever connects with your soul, your touch in here. The lotus flower that's within you. To love. If I can say, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. You know I love you. And I know you love me back. Because love is something you can't see. You can't touch, you can't feel, you can't smell. And that's what God is. Love. Cannot touch God. God touches you. He directs you. God touches you. He inspires you. God touches you. He allows you to help others. You don't give yourself enough credit for all you do for others. You never honor yourself. And how is that? If you were up there ruling the universe, would you want to feel like you feel half the time not good enough? Of course not. You want to feel beauty. You want to see the goodness in everyone's heart. No matter what's happening in this world, we are concerned only with our world. And we send the good feeling and thoughts to wherever there may be disturbance or hurt. If we cannot change it, we can pray for it. And that doesn't mean a prayer that takes 17 days and 9 million words. It means God help them. God guide them. God let the good be perfect, as they truly should be. Now I have a guest here today who's a very important person to me. She's studying to be a minister, and she's from a different culture and a different nationality, but she is one with all because God is in her. And I'm going to give her a few minutes to speak at this moment about what God is. Adilma.
Reverend Maria, thank you so much. It's really an honor for me to meet you and to be in this sacred place. Thank you, and thank you to all of you. And really, it's an amazing to talk about our Creator. To talk about our Creator is to say, thank you, I'm breathing. Thank you, I'm here. Thank you, I can listen to all of you. I can listen to the wind. I can listen to the birds. I'm here. I thank you that I can let my words come through my mouth. And I thank you that that Creator that sometimes is so far away is right here inside of me. I thank you that is a Creator so powerful, that He organized this day for all of us to be together, feeling this, and recognizing that we are so powerful because we are created with the most powerful Father, God, and power. And that is, to me, talk about God. God is to see this lady here when I came, or when I come every time to church, and see how beautiful face to me, sweet face. And I feel like inside of her is that power say to me, welcome. And for sure, when I come to the church, the first thing that she does is get up.
Bless you.
This is God. So God is within us. God is not far away. God is with us all the time. Even if we are angry, if we are sad, or if we are disappointed, He's here. He's right inside of us, knocking right here, saying, sweet daughter, sweet son, I'm here for you. What's the matter with you? Can I do something for you? Can I do anything for you? Just talk. I'm here for you. So that's why sometimes we go under certain situations and we feel like we collapsing, we collapsing, we collapsing, we go down, down, down. But something inside of us that says, get up, get up. I'm here for you. And then in that moment we say, what is wrong with me? I'm crying for this and it's unnecessary. Let me find out what can I do for me. And that moment, when we can say, what can I do in this situation? The powerful God, the powerful Creator, just raise on us and give us somehow the direction, the answers, even through our own thoughts, or somebody come to us. So, talking about God, it's just feel the Holy Presence and to recognize that I'm not alone. You are God, you are God, you are God. All of us, we are part of Him. We are essence of Him. And we are here just to do whatever He wants to do. That's why some of us, we are hairstylists. Some of them are scientific. Some of the people are seamstress. Some of them, please, you just find out. Everybody is different because God created us for Him to manifest His holy power through all of us. So why not think that we are powerful when what you did before?
Receptionist.
Okay. Do we need a receptionist in every job?
Yes.
What did you do?
An accountant and a...
Do we need an accountant?
Yeah.
What did you do?
Me?
Yeah.
Reflexologist.
Do we need a reflexologist? Do we need?
Yes.
And you?
Medical assistant.
Do we need a medical assistant? Yes. And what about you?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm a nurse by profession.
Do we need a nurse?
Yes.
So all of us, we are like our hands. You see the hands. Please look your hands. And you see 5 fingers. Can you see the fingers?
Yes.
Are they the same length?
No.
Are they the same shape?
No.
But if you just hold the hands, hug yourself, they do an amazing job. Also, they do an amazing job when we counting money. They're so fast, counting. And it's, so all of us, we are like the hands. We are together, different, but belong to the same hand. And the same hand can do blessings, love, healings, and many things. So to talk about God is to talk about everything. All is well. Thank you so much. I love you.
So, I love you. We all love you too. That really is about the end of this. But there's one more thing I'd like you to do. Adilma started it. She didn't even know that I was going to do this. But I'd like you also to hold out your hands. And then I'd like you to touch your face. And again, know how much God loves you. And then I would like you to look at the person next to you and touch their hand on both sides. And you know, pass the love around. Pass the love around. Thank you. May God bless you and me and all of us.